Cool.
and no one's actually going to be watching us, but good to have you on. And it looks like this
Same as you.
is appropriately live streaming. I'm going to pull up YouTube in a different channel. Sorry, I'm going to pull up my work YouTube to check the stream.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share our deck, and then we'll get going. So let's see here. Nope, not that one.
My background is misleading because that's actually the view of not my house, my parents' house where I grew up in the garden, where I was spending Christmas and New Year's. Right now I'm sitting in Singapore, so it's definitely no snow in the background. But I just realized it when I switched on the camera.
Oh, that's great. That's hilarious. Cool. Yeah. All right. We're live. I just verified it, validated it. Excellent. Good. Okay. So that's it. I got to create a new stream key until I get stuff sorted out on main. I can deal with that. All right.
And main would be is there an Agent AI YouTube channel, or is it?
Agent DOTAI. You have to spell it all out. Is our primary YouTube channel. We've got like 100,000 subscribers, so it's doing pretty well. Very happy about that. Okay, did I already share a particular webinar or deck with you, or not yet?
No, I just have the recording from last session.
Okay, got it. All right, so I'm going to drop you this link. I'll Slack it to you. There we go. All right, so that's the deck. I might, if I make any, well, there's definitely some changes we got to make. All right, let me get Granola up because I'm going to have to, we got to get some things changed here.
That's fine. Well,
for example, you are not Corey Wainwright as featured on.
I requested access. Please grant access.
Oh, yeah. 1 sec. All right. Here we go. Share. Review. Done. Share anyway.
Do you want to make me a co-host on the Luma as well?
Yes. I will. Well, so the Luma is just like our registration platform. Are you? I can do that. Yeah, I should do that. So you can like invite.
Well, then I can also push tonight and tomorrow from my side.
Perfect.
For attendance. I mean, I can push anyhow, but then it's more legit, right? If I'm then listed there as a host as well.
Yeah.
Well, not that it would not be legit what we're doing, but it's really.
Let's see. There you are. Okay. Manager, full access, show on the page. Boom. Okay. Awesome. All right. You're set there.
Shows up already. Cool.
All right. So the way that I try to run this is have one person share their screen. So that'll be me for this run through. We go back and forth between different topics, and it's all in the speaker notes. So here, I'll share my screen real quick. Screen. Oh, did I restart? Shoot, this should work. Try. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna reshare in a minute, but just to get things started.
Do you recommend me to stay in the browser, or should I download the desktop app on Mac and run it on the app?
I haven't seen performance issues with either, so you can do it whichever way is easiest for you. Do you have a multi-screen setup?
Not where I'm right now. I'm just on my MacBook Air.
Okay. Got it. So what I would recommend for the actual thing is, you could do it side by side or whatever makes most sense for you, but I like to have the live stream up so that you can watch that, and then also have the presentation in, and I do presentation mode, it's presenter view.
Okay.
just to show you, so that I have, if you do presenter view instead of full screen, this means you get the speaker notes as well.
Okay.
So like this is the presentation that's going to be shared. And then in another tiny window off to the side, I'll have something like this. And this shows me like, this is our live. I'm assuming you're from, have you done this?
Yes.
This,
Yeah. No, I know that remember that from PowerPoint days. And that was,
yeah.
So,
exactly.
I didn't realize that Google has this now too. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So I'll still go ahead and take, actually I'm going to take this back so that I can, oh, right. I can't edit speaker notes while we're live. That's fine. That's funny. It also reset it back to the other side. I will. Let's just get this in here. Just click to present. Weird. What happened? I have no idea. What is this? Speaker notes. There. That's what I wanted. Okay. All right. So as we're going, I'm going to make notes of the changes to make, but essentially like, we'll start, I'll introduce myself. I'll say your name and have you introduce yourself, and you can explain a little bit about your background there. And then edit slide 4 speaker notes. Sorry, I'm saying this to my note taker. Matthew will edit slide 4 to update it to speaker 1 and replace the headshot in speaker 2. So that'll be updated. And then we'll just talk through a little bit about who is Agent AI, and I'll give you the talk track there. And then we'll get into the agenda, right? So we've got slide 6 is our agenda. Shoot, I keep hitting escape by accident. Hold on. Presenter view. But I need the presentation options. This is what I want. Not full screen presenter view. Good. Stop showing it up over here.
I sent you on Slack my headshot.
Great. Thank you very much. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So today's purpose, we are here to, here today we're going to be talking about AI in general, some concepts, a little bit about the difference between LLMs and agents and prompting. That's what we're here for today. Then we're going to teach you how to build your own, and we've got a section called clone and own, where you can take existing agents and make them your own and edit the back end there. And one of my to-dos is to update the clone and own agents. But really the thing we're here for is to have fun, right? We're going to understand basics, we're going to build something fun, and that's fabulous swag. That needs to be updated to fabulous prizes or cash prizes. Slide 8, prizes, not swag. We give away 3 $50 Amazon gift cards to the people who submit the best agents.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So first up, let's talk about, everyone knows what AI is, what chatbots are. And this is what you're already familiar with. And I go through, I do an intro of each of these. This is actually, it would probably be helpful if I actually talk through the talk track for you. Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, because you did listen to one of these, right?
Well, so it was one that was half asleep because I was in Sydney. Remember, it was like 6 a.m.
That's right. Okay. All right.
The other one, no, but the last one I was full. I mean, I was listening in the whole thing.
Okay.
And I watched part of it in replay, especially where you had Corey to do her part. So, but
okay,
I mean,
great.
Can obviously stick to your suggestion. Also, open to do this.
Yeah. Cool. So I'll go through, and then I'm going to skim it now. I won't do the full presentation part of it now. Yeah. And then when we get to the speaker 2 parts, I'll tell you like the gist, and then I'll let you take it and give a good practice run, so we have it on tape and we can give feedback. Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the chat interfaces that everyone is familiar with. You ask them for anything you want. They can do all kinds of things, write emails to generate ideas. And when you're asking them through this interface you're familiar with, this is prompting. So prompting, you don't have to worry about prompting or prompt engineering being a scary topic. It's just how you ask AI for stuff. Now, prompting kind of looks like this, right? You've got, you give the agent instructions, and in there, you explain out, what it is you want the agent to do. You want to include the context, things that's going to make it specific to you. And then you're also going to tell it how you want it to format its response to you. And then at the end, the LM is going to give you that response, and you want to save that output especially in an agent, so that you can do something with that output, like display it back to the user. Four concepts of what they can look like. All right. This is sort of the basic framework of prompt engineering, right? You start by you write a basic prompt to try to get you in the direction of what you want. And if it's inside an agent, you run it, you evaluate the output, you say, this isn't quite right, make some small changes, ask for this instead of that, or say, give me less, give me more. You refine your prompt, and then you have this nice little circle of iteration and until you are happy with the output. Once you're happy with the output, then of course you can move on. This is the structure that I like to use for my prompts. You don't have to be this rigorous. Yeah. What's up?
If you go one slide back.
Yes.
So prompt engineering, but then you say run an agent. So you prompt engineer in the agent already, or is it you want to actually say prompt engineer in the LLM?
Because yeah, that's a good point. Like this is where I say, like, we're talking about this in the context of agents, but you can do it just with a
okay.
I
so it's on purpose.
I could say I'll change that to run prompt. Yeah. What slide am I on? 13.
Just called that slightly confusing because we speak about the LLMs first, and
yeah,
we have introduced the concept of agent, but I think it's a bit of back and forth.
Yeah, I pulled this slide out of a different section that was all about prompt engineering, so I'll remove that, change that name. Good catch. Cool. Okay. Anything else on the prompt engineering?
No, that's fine. And then you come to the prompt and the engineering framework.
Yes. So this is my preferred structure, which starts with role, task, and output. And then those are the important pieces, and you can supplement that with context if you have it, and reinforcement to make sure that it's following your rules. So you start out by saying, you are an expert marketer or data analysis or data analyst, but you're telling the agent what role it is supposed to be playing. If you go to it and say you are a world-class salesperson or account executive, and I want you to do analysis of this data that I'm giving you, you've got a mismatch, just like you wouldn't ask a data analyst to write a sales outreach email. So put it in the mindset that you want it to do the most appropriate role. Next part is what it is you want it to do. I want you to, for example, analyze this data and give me a summary report, or find the anomalies, or look for underlying trends. And then how do you want that data to come back to you? Return this in HTML, or maybe you want something very declarative like JSON, or return this in an email that's less than 150 words. So you are telling it exactly how to take the format back. And then after all of that, you've given it the task and the output, then you give it the context. And you can say, here's all the data I want you to look for. So this is, if we're in an agent, this is where you're inserting your variables to pull some data in and give it into the prompt. And then lastly, if there's anything that's really important that you want to make sure that it does, you can reinforce rules at the end, but you could say, make sure you always end with, keep this under a certain length, or make sure you always, or never ask clarifying questions, just give the response. Whatever particular rules, it's a good idea to reinforce them at the end if you find it's being inconsistent. Now, reinforcement learning is an additional way that you can help refine your prompts by saying, here's a good example, and actually, I start with bad. Here's a bad example of what not to do, and here's a good example of what to do. In the actual live thing, I go into that a little bit more.
Okay.
And this mimics how the models are actually trained. Agents versus LLMs. So this is where speaker 2 usually pipes up, and they typically say, it's like, okay, we've talked about LLMs, now it's time to talk about agents. Who has a definition for an agent? Just put it in chat. I've never seen the same agent definition twice, kind of however you want to do it. And then a little bit about the important piece for agents, I should put this in the note, is we follow the format of input, do stuff, output. And that's how that's our like working definition that we use as a through thread. But we always ask for the audience's input first.
Yeah.
Input, do stuff. That's where the AI is. Output.
Cool.
Do more. So I'll add that in the speaker notes. All right. How about we practice this handoff, and you can do your bit about agents versus LLMs. All right. So reinforcement learning, we give you give examples of what's bad and examples of what's good, so the LLM knows what format it should be giving you back, or what type of response it should be giving you that you're going to be happy with. And now, Christian, how about you talk us through the difference between LLMs and agents?
Cool. So, well, in the LLMs, you saw the prompting, the reinforcement, and all of that. Now, the agents, before heading into this, I would like to ask you all to put in the chat your definition of an agent, or what would you in one sentence or line write, and how would you define an agent? So let's fire this maybe quickly first. Give it a second for people to come in. Then you can maybe pick up on some of those. You're going to see the live chat, right?
Yeah, we'll see the live chat.
We can play this back and forth. I mean, pick out one or two of the interesting ones, and then I can come back and say, okay, that's cool. A nice variety of inputs from you guys here. How we would, in very simple terms, just put it, the definition of an agent is really its input, it's doing stuff, and its output. So the input comes from probably the human first, but can come also from another agent. So if you connect agents together, do stuff is the AI, then based on the prompts you put there, what's to be done, and then the output obviously is what comes back and can be used then again in another agent, or can be used directly from you.
Yeah, and I always like to use the line multi-step process, because it's a multi-step because that way it gets them starting to think about
if you connect agents together, right?
Yeah. Or even just within one agent, you typically have
steps, right?
Steps. Yeah. So we'll start laying the groundwork for that concept. Cool. All right. And then the other thing is, like, LLMs can do anything for anyone, and agents is where you're getting AI to do something very specific for you.
Because your focus really was one prompt on one task.
Yep.
Inside the step, right? And the agent has a very clear pathway, so to say.
Yes. All right. And then, so you keep going in this slide. I should ask, is this format of running through things, is this helpful for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
okay, good.
Works for you too.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just trying.
And then, so now we saw this definition of the agent, the multi-step processor. So really coming back to the difference to an LLM, probably a way to put it is, in an LLM, you're just chatting back and forth. You're asking questions and you chat like with a good friend, or like I always like to say, you chat with a PhD in everything. So you can just ask any question. And whereas the agent is really predefined process, multi-step process to do a very specific task or a chain of tasks.
Yes. And we used to have a custom GPT in between those, but it got really confusing. So we cut out the custom GPT line.
It makes sense. Yeah.
And then the other part about agents is they do have tools to do specific things. So there's a little bit of tool calling, access to various, calendar, inbox, CRM, etc. Cool. All right. And then,
do you think a reference to like agent, like no code automation on steroids, in a way?
I I'm going to say no, because our core audience are non-technical people. And I think if
they wouldn't know a Zapier or an NNA.
they might be more intimidated by hearing
Okay,
something
all
like
right.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. The audience really non-technical. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. We're trying to get them comfortable with the idea of moving up into sophistication, without them having to, panic or worry or anything like that. Cool. Oh shoot. God, it's so easy to hit the escape key, and it always comes back the wrong style. Okay. All right. So next up is this. So after the difference between them, like this is what you use LLMs for, this is what you use agents for. Then we take it back to that core definition. My screen is just a little too small to keep all these things. Okay. Okay, so that's what an LLM is. This is what an agent is. And then we'll say, and you can continue here with the working definition for agents.
Yeah, so, I mean, as we just saw, it's different actions or do stuff, as we said before. So it's this 3-step process, which can be then like become a multi-step process, but it's input, user inputs, calling the LLMs, getting an output. That's a very basic, minimal 3 steps of an agent.
Yeah, maybe I think this is actually the slide. I'm going to not add it to slide 18 to 16. I'm going to add it to slide 18, just so that we are. Here we go. So this is more. Okay. Yeah, this is where we're like asking for the definition. We tell a little bit about the differences. Then we explain more about what they can do and how they do things differently. This will be where we add
definition. Yeah,
this is where we do the definition slide. And then this one, if you see in the notes, it says ICP greater. We're going to take a look, the first look at the slide, sorry, at an agent, just as like a screenshot. And in this case, after this slide where you start talking about the definition, let's look at an agent. It's an ICP greater. This example greater agent, it takes an input, right? So it takes a URL, and then it does stuff on the background. It looks and gets information about it. It's actually a 4-step process. It enriches the data, and then it takes the enriched data that it gets from Breeze, from HubSpot, and it uses that and sends it to an LLM with our criteria to grade it, and then it gives us a grade back. That's the output.
Right.
Would it help you to take a look at that agent real quick?
I showed it live the last time, so
yes. Okay,
that's the one. Yes, I get.
Great. I will say.
Which well, it's good. I mean, in this one, yes, probably it's a good to introduce. Maybe I would say a sentence to ICP to also make sure everybody is on board what an ICP really is, ideal customer profile, and
yep, that's
so that we don't lose people there.
Yes, if we do need to explain what that one is. Yep.
One and then to the other. I mean, thinking ahead already, when running them for APAC, I would probably clone the agent and do a Singapore version out of it or something. So that becomes more relatable.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So when I was doing one for India, I did it for Bangalore.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to add, I'll tell you, or I'm going to add in the slide speaker notes, what are the 3 criteria that we are grading it with.
Local grading, yeah.
Cool. All right. Do you want to take it from here one more time, and we'll try practice advancing the slides?
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's ask you guys first what you think the definition of an agent is. So put up in the comments, please, what you think a 1-line definition of an agent. And we give it maybe a moment and want to highlight 1 or 2 of them.
It looks like Alice has a good definition in there. Bob, that's a pretty good one too.
There's an interesting one from Sydney popping up here. All right. So reading one or two out loud. So that's cool. That's I think you're on a good track here, everyone. So let's actually compare one more time the LLM to the agent. So really, if you chat with the AI, right, it's a dialogue. You ask questions, you answer, or you find, okay, you engineer prompt over time, but it's really like you're chatting with a friend, but the friend is a PhD in everything you can imagine. You just need to point them in the right direction. Whereas an agent is really, it's a process or a multi-step process to do a very specific thing. So you instruct the agent to do very specific tasks and you get an output. So input, you ask the task and you get the output for it. So if we go to the next slide, then actually we have it here very clear listed, right? So it's a user input, it calls the LLM does something, brings it back to you. And then can have iterations of those in order to have a multi-step process also. But the really three basic step is an input to the agent, makes an LLM call, gets you an output back. So the definition is really input, do stuff, output.
Okay, and then let's take a look at an agent.
And then let's have a first glance at an agent, which we will later operate live or query live. So
we'll build it. Yeah. So we're going to first we show the output screenshot. Then later on, we're going to run it, and then we're going to build it
and how to build it. Okay. So first we show you quickly an output of an agent. Then we're going to see how you would run the agent. And last but not least, we're going to build that agent together in the live session here. So we picked an ICP grader, ICP ideal customer profile. So really, the agent would help me to help me to grade if a specific company falls within my ideal customer profile. So any salesperson can very easy, straightforward, put in a URL, click enter, hit enter, and get a very quick result back if that company would be in the ideal customer profile in order to take it forward to reach out to them or just skip and go to the next one. So let's look at it in more detail. So the input, well, it's bringing it back to the definition. Remember, input, do something, output. So the input is the URL of the website of the company you think is an ICP. The LLM would check based on the criteria and the prompt we've been giving to the agent. And the output then is a grade confidence score based on how I defined it also to say yes, no, or with a confidence level, how much this would fit. As long as only like 3 criteria, it's a very straightforward answer, basically.
Yeah.
So that's how the ICP agent would look like, ICP grader, actually.
Great. Thank you. So now I'm just going to keep going. Now let's take a look at some actual agent use cases here. And we've got a couple different ones for you to choose from. But the first thing before we look at the actual agents is we're going to say, what is a good agent? What is a good task for an agent to look at? And we're going to use an analogy of building a bridge. Building a bridge, you need, hundreds of engineers and thousands of construction workers and steel manufacturers and asphalt pavers and painters, tons and tons of people involved. It's a very complicated process. This is not a good idea of a problem that you want to automate. You don't want to turn a bridge builder into an agent. This would be the equivalent of a salesperson saying, I want an AI agent that can source leads for me, vet them, qualify them, work out, identify who the buying committee is, negotiate and close the deals, and do the handoff to CS. Way too many things. We want to find repeatable processes where we can save a little bit of time. So if you think about a repeatable process, think about filling a pothole. It's the exact same process every time. You just do it with different context, with it in a different address or location. So you go to the pothole, you buy a bag of Quickset and you pour it in there, and you use this red tamper thing to like get it all nice and flat. And then you're going to go to the next pothole. So you did one on Main Street. Now you're going up to 3rd Street, and you do the same process, new location. That's a great fit for an agent because it's following the same steps. It's just doing it with different context. So if we think about our ICP fit check agent, it's doing the same process of identifying the company, enriching it, grading it, and giving you the result. And it's doing it with different context each time. There's a different company that you have given as the starting point. All right. So to get into some of these agents, we've pulled out a few that work for a variety of roles. The first one is this example marketing agent. And this is a chat with a webinar agent. A lot of marketers have these existing pieces of content, whether they're ebooks or webinar transcripts. And now you can have them, instead of having someone fill out a form to come and check these things out and getting a lead, you can allow your visitors to actually interact with that piece of content. You're getting more value out of an existing piece of content. And the way that you structure this is you upload the transcript of your document or your ebook, and you build an agent around it that can take questions and then give you answers based on that content. These can live on your site. It's great for early stage prospects, and it's specifically about whatever content you've already produced, and you can set it up to collect leads or at least give you some intent data. Another example is on the support or services side. And this one is like a personalized help article writer. Functionally, you're getting in a ticket or you're getting in an email request from your customers or your users. And each of those input requests is going to be slightly different. They're asking different questions each time, but you can have the agent have all the resources of your documentation, your help sites, any how-to guides that you have completed. So this time you're giving the input of the user's question. You're using AI to generate a one-for-one response that answers their exact question, and then the output goes back to the user. And to start, you can have this be human in the loop. So maybe your service agent is running the agent, or your service person is running the agent, checking the response and sending it back there. And then as you build confidence, you can then just have it directly replying to your the people putting in tickets. And then the third example is this ICP fit check agent that we have been talking about, right? So it's called by a person or a CRM if you're building this into automation, and we've walked you through the steps of how this actually looks. So now we can take a look at what the actual output looks like. And this is one that we have run before. And then speaker 2, you would paste this link into the chat. I think we're going to have to use YouTube chat. So hopefully we can get you access to the YouTube chat. I don't know how that's going to work yet. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
If we can't figure that part out, then I'll
you paste it.
Whatever it takes.
But can I not, even as a participant? No, the participants can text, right? So
yeah, that's true. You should be able to.
I'm just a participant in YouTube as well. No?
Yes. Yeah, you should be able to add as a participant.
Can you run this now live as well on YouTube?
I've not run it live on YouTube. I've run it live on Zoom, but not on YouTube.
Oh,
we'll see.
Our session now, I mean.
I mean, yeah. Sorry.
Channel.
Oh, yeah. No. You're right. It is live.
Want to try this?
Yeah. Let me
give me the URL.
Yes, I can do that. Not that one.
There's so much more we could do. No. And again,
stop. Get out. Wait. Oh no, that's that one. I don't want that one. I want. Where was I? I was here. Not gonna give it to me in an easy way. Okay. It's not. That's weird. It was showing this to me earlier, and now it's not.
Your live stream
giving it to me. All right, I might have to. Oh, that's right. I think I'm in the wrong. Yeah. I have two YouTube channels, and one of them is not the right one.
There we are.
Here we are. Okay. Okay. I'm going to now Slack this to you.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
We're getting there. Can I mute this YouTube somehow? Here, yes. Okay, cool. Otherwise, I was hearing myself talking to myself.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So I should probably change my YouTube user into something which is not Sunshine, but that's okay. So I can take the. Where are we? I'm in the presentation, not just trying to find the URL.
Yes, slide 27.
Where went to force? Yes, here. Okay. Here's the first one, right? Good. So here's agent.ai. You're agent.ai.
I am, but actually I should be in as my own YouTube user.
Personal
I'm going
account.
to try that one more time. There we go. Okay. That's what I want. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Wonderful.
All right, Granola, give me a reminder to keep the live stream up in my studio, my personal YouTube studio tab. That's not what I wanted. Where did I go back to? Okay, so we got that there, and that's Riverside. Okay. Man, that's complicated. All right. So we figured out the chat piece.
Yes.
Great. All right. Cool. I'm going to keep going. All right. This is what an actual agent run looks like. Great. We've got agent runs. Now, here we are. So now it's time for the live demo. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually flip into the agent builder and walk through how you create this ICP grader agent. Slide 28.
Well, first you show it, right? So you show, that's the last time you did that.
Oh, you're right. No, first we run it. I just run the agent on agent.ai. Yes. So we go here. Actually, I'm already there. I'll just restart the agent. So the way this works, I shouldn't show the output. I should just go straight to the
blank one, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, and I actually usually run it twice just to show that we can get different. We're not just getting a canned response, right? Yeah. So recorded future typically gives an A, and HubSpot gives an F, which I just think is funny. But based on our criteria, it's our criteria are 50 to 1,000 employees, and that's way too many. Here we go. We got the grade of A. We got the employees within the target range. Location is in Somerville, in my backyard. Industry is cybersecurity, which is not a government or regulated industry. And they give us a little conclusion. All right, so that's what it's like to run the agent live. Now,
the other thing I need to double check if grades A to F
Yeah.
are the common thing here in Southeast Asia too. So I have to, or APAC. I'll
Sure.
double check
Yeah.
that. Countries may have
and that's
different grading
get different
schemes.
grading systems. That's a good point. Cool. All right, now it's time to build together. And as we're getting into build, the first thing that's important is you have to make your plan. So
Matthew,
Christian,
sorry,
how about you tell us? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you want me to show the building, because I was like thinking it could be a good way. Also, I show first the running and you do the building, but never mind. I mean, that's
yeah. So it's funny. I do these like teases when I change sections. It's like, okay, now we're going to look at this, but first let's talk about this other thing. And so, we're going to look at an agent. Okay, we're going to go build an agent, but first we have to make our plan. So, and then we'll flip over to you and have you go through this is how you plan the agent.
Okay.
And Corey's got great notes here, so you can give that a read. But how about we practice that, and I'll hand off to you, and you're going to go through all of the planning process, and then when it gets to live build, that's when I'll take back over.
Okay.
All right. So we'll start from here. It's like, all right, so now it's time to build together. We're going to actually build an agent, and you're going to watch me do it. But first, before you start building, you need a plan. So Christian, tell us how you make a plan to build an agent.
All right, and let's stick to our ICP grade, our ICP agent here. So very important, we're planning a very simple agent, and this is a great way to start, right? So it's like building an MVP, minimum viable product, no fluffy extra functionality, just very basic first steps. So the planning, planning it probably even on like a pen and paper, take a notepad and just write down, again, input, do something, output, right? So remember the 3 steps. So that's the planning phase. Do you want me to go into the making the agent then as well?
Yeah, you can. That's funny. It says as Mike will show, but I am not Mike. I am Matthew. Yeah, I do. I think 30. Hold on, Mike. Yeah, we typically. So the second piece of this, as we're talking about the planning section, is people, problem, process, and the simple part. We emphasize simplicity of your first agent so much because people often try to do something that's way too complicated, and then they get frustrated and then they quit. So we found it's like have easy success, make it a 3 or 4 step agent, maybe a little bit more, but not much. Don't try to make it complicated, because we want those early, quick, easy
success, quick wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so come back to so plan it on a piece of paper and really make it super simple. Remember the input, do something, output, only those 3 steps. And next step afterwards, obviously Matthew will show you how to build it. But let's go to the next slide, please. And really don't overcomplicate it, right? Make it super simple. So who is this for? One person or one target group? What is the problem? What will it do? And what's the process? Those 3 steps. And again, remember, input, do something, output.
And then
from here,
there you go.
In our concrete case, so think who is this for? The salespeople or BDRs. They should get a very quick company fit check or an ICP grading check, ideal customer profile. And then how is the process now? Input, do something, output. So the input is the company domain URL. The data get pulled. The LML gets called to do the grading, and then it gives you an output on the screen, A to F in this case, A being the best one, and shows you also the details of the results of the LLM call.
Cool. And yeah, so we do, when we're talking about the planning of the agent, we tend to keep it to the people, problem, process rubric. Whereas like defining the agent is the input, do stuff, output.
Okay.
But when people are trying to think of, remember, the biggest challenge our viewers are going to have is, what should I build the agent to do? And so that's how we help them narrow down the scope of the agent plan by focusing on.
So before they plan the process, be clear on who's it for and what will it do.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So describe the problem in one line.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Do you want to try that one more time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. All right. So now I'm going to hand it off to Christian to tell us how to plan an agent.
Cool. So thanks, Matthew. And before you're going to show us actually after us how to do it in Agent AI, let's be very clear, or let's be focusing on keeping it simple, right? Don't overcomplicate it. Make it a simple problem and start very small. It's like building a minimum viable product, an MVP, no fluffy extra functionality. And maybe even just take a pen and paper and write it down there. So let's look at that on the next slide, where we've kind of help give you a framework even to make it more clear to look at people, problem, and process. So before you even think of the agent process itself, be very clear who's this for. In our case, it's for salespeople and BDRs. What is the problem? So we want to have an ICP fit check or in grading. And then we think of the process steps for the agent. So remember the definition of input, do something, output, basically. So if you could click, Matthew. Okay, so you see it here. Salespeople is who is for, what will it do? It grades a company, fit, and then how it work, input, do something, output. So
great.
Matthew, over to you. Show us how to build it.
All right, and now I'm going to flip into the agent builder, and then that's so we get through that first part of the. We should aim to get through that first part of the webinar in about 25 to 30 minutes. It has to move, but and then we take a lot of time in the builder. Yeah, sorry, you were going to ask.
Yeah, no, I think the flow there. It's actually, you're not building it right. So it's the demo still of the agent, which you didn't do yet, right?
No, we do the demo. We run
in the speaker
the
note,
agent.
you have the URLs there. Then then the speaker notes are confusing. Okay, this is the live demo. So we do the demo first. Just make sure that this matches with the speaker notes as well.
Yes. Yeah. Oops. Change slide notes to change slide text to say live agent run. There we go. We'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. So here, this is where we'll do the live agent.
Notes.
Yeah, I'll also, yeah.
Oops. Speaker notes, right?
Yes, I can't update the speaker notes in.
Yeah, no, but later then.
Yes, but yeah, I'll definitely do that. Cool. All right.
So
and then
over to you, show us how to build it now.
Yeah, great. And so once I get into the live build, I sort of adjust that to fit the time because there's so much in the agent builder that I could easily spend 2 hours going through the steps. But what I typically do is I build the agent relatively streamlined, and then I go back and showcase just like where to find different steps and a few other options. And then so that part becomes pretty
free flow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, free flow and flexible to adjust for time. Yeah. So this clone and own section, we've only done it once, but actually, shoot, all of my screenshots are out of date. I might actually cut this piece. I'm gonna cut this piece.
Which was
it's
It's
complicated.
not super confusing, but I think it could be a hint at the end to get started easier. But
Yeah,
because you come from like very basic stuff, right?
Yeah, the problem is it's very difficult to find this view agent flow. Like it's not obvious and it doesn't.
Okay.
It's not really clear because they changed the UI, so I have to update my screenshots. Used to be a big bright orange button, very obvious here.
Okay.
But now you got to go into here, and there's no way to search for clonable agents. So I'm just going to cut it.
Okay.
Cut it for
cut it out. Okay.
Yeah. After we have another couple product features, that this should be really good. So anyway, all right, we'll cut those. And then that's going to take this to the build to win phase. And now, so the way that the contest works is, people are going to go out. Maybe I'll just explain most of this and you can jump in for some color or something. Slide 49, Matthew. So so we're going to offer a contest today, and there's going to be cash prizes. We're going to give away 3 $50 credit cards for the people who build the best agents in 3 categories. Now, if you're still trying to think about what you want your agent to do, we've got some fun ideas and we've got some businessy ideas. So you can take a quick screenshot of this. You'll also be able to get this recording afterwards. But, some fun ones. You've got some things around food or travel or a fitness one. I've actually built a rock climbing specific fingerboard training agent to help me come up with fingerboard training and core training for that stuff. So, the more specific the problem is you're trying to solve, the better the fit the agent is. And then we also have some ideas for sales, marketing, or customers. So pick your idea, remember the people, problem, process, and let's talk about what you can win. So we're giving away cash. The slide still says swag, but we've actually changed it to cash. And the way that you do this is you're going to build your agent, obviously on us, please. You're going to post it on LinkedIn. You're going to add the link to your agent, and you're going to tag agent.ai and use the hashtag built on agent AI. You have to do these tags, otherwise we won't be able to find you. So if you want us to be able to find you, then certainly do that. You've got 48 hours to build your agent and post it. And then we are we'll close entries at 1 p.m. on Thursday. And then at 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, we will announce the winners. And we're looking at 3 categories: most useful, most creative, and most sophisticated.
So Matthew, how will you decide who is the most useful, creative, and sophisticated one?
We collect all of the agents that are posted, and typically it's not that many. It's usually less than 10 links that are posted. Okay. And then we run them, and we look at how's the build quality on the back end, and then we just kind of make a judgment.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a much more complicated scoring rubric for New York Tech Week last summer when we were dealing with like 35, 40 agents, something like that. And we needed a little bit more structure, but these days it's just you eyeball it and you make good judgments. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. And we can, if you're okay with this part, and overall, we can do a little bit more interactive also, like popping a question in or back and forth, if you don't mind.
We can certainly open it to questions. I do like that, and if we have the opportunity for a little back and forth banter,
interaction between us as well. Yeah,
that can be really
just good. From mindset wise, I'm totally fine with that. Right.
Great. Good. Cool. And then at the end, we just say, we want to hear from you, and we'll post this form link into, I got to update the slide, but we'll post the form link into the chat. And it's just our feedback collection form that we keep an ongoing running feedback from the attendees.
You want me to post the link then as well?
Yes. Yeah. If you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Can
That'd be
post
great.
The links. Okay.
Cool. And all right, 43. Cool. Any questions?
not to the run. I mean, that's straightforward. The last time in the debrief, we did a little discussion on like, okay, where to go deeper and stuff. But for now, I would just probably follow the script. I mean, as one for me to get acquainted to it. And then, as I said, I wouldn't mind also to jump in with a question or like make a little bit interactive between you and me. Keeping time in mind, of course, right? So we stick to an hour in total. Right? That's
right. Yeah, getting through everything in an hour it's a little challenging, but we've got some flexibility in points. So
and I have a like maybe also building on what I shared the last time, probably, and also what you just said about the cloning. If to not confuse people, just go straight into how to build this one instead of doing a tour first. So it's like you showed it, but then you were like, oh, you could do all these gazillion different things. And this is, I think, where people easily disconnect. Then again, it's like, okay, here's a path how you can build this very easy ICP grader.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, because when you go into the agent builder, there's like
and if you don't mind, I can call you out if you go off track.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. I do. You're right. And I think I did. Track, but I got further off track that time, but like I usually go in and say it's like, okay, this is my, I have a lot of agents here because I've built a ton. This will probably look blank for you. We all click create an agent. I have to explain a little bit the difference between workflow and knowledge agents. We're going to create a workflow agent. And then these days I give it a name, skip the description, and then I go into the triggers, which is just like how it gets started. And then I go into the actions. And this is where you're right. I need to keep it like really straightforward. Because there's also I might have to build in my non-business account because a lot of these things are not yet publicly available.
That's a good one as well, right? I mean, if maybe create a fresh profile for it, right, where you just show, okay, this is how it would look like for you.
Yeah, blank page. I think I will. Yeah, maybe not I've got a
or like at least this is my little used one, which is also a public one and not your
right. Yeah, so this is my non-agent AI one. This is my personal one. And if I go in here, you'll see there should be, fewer. Oh,
yeah, you're not sharing anymore, but it's
fine. Sorry, you're right. I have a secondary profile where I'm going to take it out of some of the things, but man, I got to make sure I'm out of the like internal beta group. Okay. All right, Granola, give me a note to remove my Martek Matthew builder from the core agent product group. All right. Cool. Any other questions for me? Do you feel pretty good about this? Do you want to have one more meetup or run through, or how do you feel?
I think, well, what would be helpful, I mean, if you update the speaker notes, I can run through it myself. I mean, if you want, we can do a quick check-in tomorrow, but I think overall it's fine, right? I mean, that's why I was suggesting also, like, we can do a bit more interactive back and forth. If you're okay with that, so then I'm between your knowledge and my adding on, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we'll be good. Cool. I'm going to update the deck today, and I'll get that over to you by end of day my time here. So you'll have tomorrow to go through it. Practice, ask any questions that you want to.
If I have anything as like you, just double checking time, and you send a new Riverside LinkedIn for that, I guess, for the so I joined via Riverside, and I have the YouTube open as well to be able to paste the stuff in there. Right?
Correct. Yes. So, and we'll join like 15 minutes before to give us enough time to get through all the stuff that we need to get to do the testing and stuff like that.
Then making sure, so I blocked it before, so it's here at midnight here. Okay,
so I need to send you a new
invite, right? With
new invite. Yeah.
Well, all I have right now is a Luma invite, so that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on. So I will say. All right. So after I create the new Riverside link, I will update the invite for you. But for right now, I sent a just sent a calendar invite to block the time, and I'll add the Riverside link there. Cool. All right. I think we're good. I'll share this recording with you as well. Well, you can access it on my YouTube channel. I'll leave that up for like a day or two, and then I'll delete it because I don't need this.
I'll get my ChatGPT and Gemini to digest and get me the gist.
Perfect.
Gemini actually pretty well.
Nice. Oh, good. I use Granola for my note taking, but that doesn't identify speakers. Great transcript, but doesn't identify speakers.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, YouTube videos are the best inside Gemini to process and just dump the link and that's it.
Yeah.
And actually, I've done some good work in Notebook LM as well, because then you say specifically this is the context.
That can be really helpful. I haven't messed around with Notebook LM in months now. I should check it out again, see how it's improved.
Yeah, it keeps improving.
Good.
Cool. And
I'm gonna stop the live stream now. Hold on.
Okay.